Master was the team that were looking
to replace them, right?
Because they came second. So, yeah, I mean, the biggest problem in Asia, right, Chad, is the fact that you can probably attest to this as well. You're kind of geographically challenged, right? You're out there. You have one qualifier for the biggest continent on the planet, and you have to play from the Middle East versus teams from China, Thailand. Doesn't really work. But you know what works? Football. And this is what these guys are doing.
Oh, well, we could maybe get in do you want to try some Brazilian football casting? Is that something that you think you could get away with?
No.
Go! No?
Golazo!
There you go. See, you just got to...
But I love it.
This is them killing time, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
It's the Copa de America, the biggest matchup you have ever seen here. The two best teams from South America battling it out.
Now, is Fer the goalkeeper?
It seems like he is, actually.
Okay, so Fer's the goalkeeper. It's currently a one-on. Has he enlisted Yepz and Steele? Are they his defenders? He's got. There's two strikers out here.
Well, this looks like a knockout potential competition.
Okay,
so
all right, I see.
You have to try and get it past
the keeper. Or are they ball boys on the side there? Maybe a bit like
maybe
tennis.
it's bodyguards, you know.
Oh, they're trying to block the keeper. They're trying to get their way in.
Fer's
been pinned. This has to be breaking the rules. Where's the ref?
There's a gap on the right side here as well. The ref not doing anything about it, but Fer, that's why he's got the big muscles, just pushes them out of the way.
Wow. Just some dirty tactics being used here by Case. And Fer, the one-man army, taking them all on.
Oh, they can't get the ball over the step.
Yeah, well, that seems to be the biggest issue here.
Oh, nearly off the second step. It's up another step. And now we cut for the sideline reporting. Nothing going on down there.
Yeah, where are you, Maui? He should be here. He should be on the sidelines.
We need Maui to report on the injuries.
I feel like Steele's running interference here, and look, he should be offside, right?
Yeah.
I don't know the football rules very well, but I can guarantee he's offside.
Yeah, the great thing is we have South American teams, so we can call it football, right? It's not soccer for this.
No, even I'm Australian. We call it soccer down there. I'd still call it football. I have the respect it requires.
Do you play Aussie rules, Chad? Have you ever played that?
So my father is British, so my father played football, so I didn't play Aussie rules football.
Okay.
So I followed in his footsteps. But,
I don't quite understand
the rules.
Yeah, Aussie rules.
So where should we begin?
You have to be Aussie.
Well, you don't have to be. You can play it from anywhere if you would like. But there's 4 sticks at either end.
So we have sticks.
4 big sticks that stick out the ground. You get the ball through the middle sticks. That's 6.
Okay.
If you miss and you get the ball through the little sticks on the side, we'll still give you a point.
Okay, so it's kind of a game for everybody.
Yeah, look.
Of all capabilities.
No, but it is quite a rough and tumble sport, to be honest. It is. It's a contact sport. There's no padding or anything like that used, so it can get quite aggressive. Now, I have a few things to report, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We have everybody in the server. Headsets are getting on, and I would hope momentarily we can get this one underway. A fun one for everybody. Honda is automatically muted by Volvo. So Honda must be a naughty boy in the server. Maybe he's saying a couple things or two to get that order. He's known as Daisy in this one.
Well, what if Honda is like that one guy who solo queues matchmaking games and he's motivational and he just has teammates that don't follow it?
All right, I see. You're putting a bit of shine on it. I see what you're doing here. Fair enough. Maybe he is.
Yeah.
He just has bad teammates. It's not him. It's everybody else.
Never you. As we always learn in all of our matchmaking games, all of us are perfect. And it's all these people in our games that are the bad ones.
Okay. I see what you've done there.
It's never your fault.
What about when it is your fault?
Well, you never admit to it.
Okay.
Or you just blame you know?
I was going to say, do you acknowledge that it was your fault? Okay, so we're almost ready, guys. There's readying up going on. I'm going to get a quick little check of the tweets that you guys have been sending, and then we can get this game started. I'm sure there's a lot of Brazilian fans wanting to get this one underway. Want to see Imperial. I know they come with a massive entourage.
Yeah, well, Frankie's actually asked that Vinny did me dirty with an R8. He did, so played a show match. Was about to win a round against him. Very difficult thing to do. 1v5 running down a cobblestone on B-Long, and he pulls out a revolver from Stone and was able to shoot 5 of us in the head with a revolver somehow with the charge up and still killed 5 people.
Oh, dear.
It was incredible.
Okay.
Something to look at. Marvelous stuff. But nonetheless, we're back to the
Copa
de America.
We are live.
But it's ready. The pistol about to begin. Imperial going to be starting on the defensive side, and on the attacking side of the T side is going to be Case. This matchup, very excited to get this one underway, chat.
Yeah, well, let's see just how much Imperial have to offer here against the foe of Case towards Long. Fasten away with the P250, and nobody greeting him early as it is. Free control taken here. Fer tucked on in towards the car. Top of sight, FNX will be baiting for him.
FNX just to pull attention, allowing Fur to try and step up. But it has been the lower tunnel play forward here. Honda with RCF leading the charge forward. It's again been in switch setup, Fallen to take the initial attention, but that long fight finally ensues in Fasten. That's why you buy a P250 for the T side.
Yeah, good fight there, and now it's on Fur. From Car has gotten one. Vinny taking some space in mid, and Fur's just picked out with 2 kills. Can he make it a third? Caught between a rock and a hard place, and Honda on the flank here.
RCF gets taken out. Vinny and Bolts going back for seconds, and now Steel left out towards long alone. Now, don't really feel like his chances are too high here, but if he gets an opportunity on towards Vinny, he would still have a little bit of time before this wrap around long comes through, but Vinny very disciplined. Will actually concede a bomb plant, and that's going to be extra money to play with. Now a smoke available too.
This is tie. That was about to be tied. He could have had a smoke to play around, so Fallen finding the final kill. Vinny, Fallen and Bolt with 1 apiece, and Fur with the double up.
Yeah, I wonder what the conversation around the force buy is now going to be with that bomb plant.
Yeah, that's always a good point, right? You get to see an indication from teams early. You have some teams who just go, okay, we want to take the save, we get the AKs out straight away into the third. Or you have some teams who go, let's contest for the economy. I think that I had a big discussion back with Azza when I was in-game leading about it, and I would always take the conservative route. I come from the clean boys school of Counter-Strike, right? You do it by the book, you make sure your rifles are out, you make sure everybody has everything they need. But you're not backing yourself as individuals here if you do that, right? And that was one of Azza's points. It's like, why don't we take it to them? Why don't we fight them? And, well, Case, they want to fight. Xbox smoke from Steel lobbed on out. RCF with a scout in hand will spot one on the high jump on over. They can scale up Catwalk quite quickly here. It's a classic 2-3 spread out of the Imperial defense on the B bomb site. We do see Bolt alongside of Vinny. That would be quite the potent little rifle duo to break on through. And then it's the Old Boys Club over towards the A site. We've got Fallen with the scoped rifle. M4's in the hands of Fur. And, well, a FAMAS for FNX. Now, having FNX as the pit anchor here, not too shabby. Fur gets to rotate around and field this one, but it's feeling like an A hit.
Yeah, the short execute is generally good enough to allow you to get a plant, which would still keep the money good for this T side. They're going to send the smokes up. Looking to try and swing out towards short. Utilities coming through. There's a bit of a gap in the left side, but Fur can't help out. And the scout from long has to try and line it up. Fallen spots the head. Yepz will go down. And now they're dropping back with the advantage, but RCF makes sure that's short-lived. Now Fur slipping up the ramp. Rifle into an awkward fight. Will take down Fasten, but that bomb has gone down for Case. Advantage siding still with Imperial, who look to try and retake this, but Steel is now going out to the party, and they are taking down the Imperial side. There's just that FNX and Vinny left to pull this one off.
Should be a save here.
And yeah, they can't really get into this one.
Yeah, have to concede, have to give this one up. And that Fallen does a great job to get that kill, but he gets punished by RCF trying to go back around the corner. And then RCF changes over to the Galil to get a necessary kill on Fur, who was playing up close and personal. FNX wants to take a fight here. Takes a bit of damage. Will tuck away to hold on to this FAMAS, and you can see Vinny on the X-ray over towards T-spawn. So a great response here from Case immediately with one back. Honda didn't pick anything up on top of the A side, so likely could have found a rifle to carry through, but not the end of the world. They do win out the force buy, and we're tied up 1-1 in the early stages. Good stuff.
Yeah, that's the impact of Steel just getting that bomb plant down in a pistol. It looked unwinnable, so good stuff from Steel. And obviously the short call. I love that. I love the short call. I think it's so good, especially around like that. We just no AWP really to do anything. The rifles don't really want to commit to the site. Feels like you often get onto the site at least. Give yourself a winner's chance.
You know what's interesting about that as well? They didn't drop the standard bridge smoke. It was just the one-way.
Yeah.
So Fallen could have been on the car position to get tags before they made it, but behind the one-way. They were just respecting that execute a lot there, and it actually allowed them to have a bit of extra room. So, yeah, doing it with not the, well, standard utility. Because I think with the one-way, yeah, it's great, but you still have a void to cross. That's why you see the bridge smoke. It also gives you that little gap to look under where you can see if anybody's trying to play over towards the crossover. Get a little bit cheeky with it. Now, just a technical timeout call, guys, so don't worry. We're prepared for this. We're ready for this. I'm ready for all of it, as we will be now talking about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith for the next 35... No, we won't be, guys. Don't worry. We've all heard enough
I think
of that.
every point possible has already been made, and countless news articles have covered everything on that, so I'm sure you can go and enjoy those.
Hold up a second here. I have to read these before I
you have to
mention
vet them.
them.
Yeah, you can't just read it out. It's a little risky move that. Never just read anything out on the internet you see, guys. It's probably a good piece of advice. Always check it first.
Now, HLTV's world rankings have come out, and FaZe are now #1 in the world.
As you would expect. expect, yes, with the
win of the
big
back-to-back
wins.
Katowice and then into the Pro League. But everyone's tagging me and saying that I have to pay up. Now, I want to make something very clear to everybody playing at home. On a podcast a couple years ago, I was basically having a discussion with the likes of Pimp and Striker. Prof was also there on the podcast, and we were talking about international teams. And I tried to... I think that communication is one of the most important factors for Counter-Strike teams, right? And
Yes.
the bet that I made back then was with Striker, and Pimp actually took me up on it. And I actually made the initial criteria I threw. They didn't want to do it. It was initially I did 3 years, but I made it 5 years for them just to entice somebody. It's for entertainment. And basically, just so everybody who's tweeting at me saying that I need to pay out, here's the situation. FaZe will need to retain a top 3 position in HLTV's world rankings for 6 months consistently. They cannot drop out of that top 3, and if they do, then the timer will start again. So there you go. So they've only been in the top 3 now for a month. So it's 1 month. They still have 5 months left to stay in the top 3.
Yeah, it's still that's pretty hard.
It's looking like they should be able to do it. They look great.
Yeah.
They look great. Like Rops,
they look
is an
unbelievable. Yeah, I was thinking of like names for those guys, and it feels like anytime you see Brokey, Rops, Twist, any of those 2 players in a clutch together, they just no matter how impossible the round looks, it still looks like they have a chance of winning it.
Yeah.
And I just had to call them like the trifecta of death, I think. They're just always in a situation where they're able to pull it off.
Even the round that they closed out in the grand final against Ents, I don't know if everybody caught it, but it was on Mirage, and I think it was Rops and Carrigan in a 2v4. I was even building into it. I was like, they're always threatening in these rounds, right? And I think Rops went down with a kill or something, and then Carrigan clutches out the 1-on-3 to close out the map. That's Carrigan, the in-game leader. Like, he's even closing out the clutches, right? These guys in mid-round, that's one of the coolest things, and this has been almost a common thread with FaZe, is once they do go for their opening piece and make it into the mid-round, they're always so good for it. And I think that the depth with the new FaZe is they're also really good at just getting into the round and winning it. They don't even have to worry about the mid-round in certain situations. They can just bulldoze it through a site. Their CT sides are always going to be crazy strong. People are being reminded why Rain is a monster as well in a couple of his recent performances. So I think coming into the major, they would have to be the favorite. But I wouldn't say that they are a clear favorite. I would say that they're the favorite right now because of recent results. But there's a couple of other teams that are I'm hoping we get the Na'Vi that we all love and expect by the time we get around. So this is assuming everybody qualifies, right? I think G2, we haven't seen them in some time. Can they really fulfill the prophecy for Carlos to pick up a major title? Like, there's a lot going into this, and
At least they can't get 0-3, right?
Yeah, exactly. Unless they go out in the Swiss stage 0-3.
Oh no.
Yeah.
There's
always a thread we can grab there.
They have the 0-3 in the Challengers or the Legends, right? So
well, that's if they qualify. They might not even make it past the RMR. Because that's what we were talking about before, right? I was bringing up those groups for the European side of things. Let me bring that up again for everybody at home. Where are we at here? I want to make sure that we have because the groups are stacked, right? I think it was it A or I forget which one it was. One of the two is like now seems a little bit more stacked than the other. Here we go. You ready for this one? This is Group A of the European RMR for PGL. We have Na'Vi, Heroic, Outsiders / VP, Vitality, FaZe, Mouse, Big, Gamer Legion, Fnatic, Saw, OG, Eternal Fire, Dignitas, Unique, Fours, and Quasar, whatever. That's the 16.
Bizarre.
Yeah,
really.
Pretty much. That's Group A, and Group B is I wouldn't say equally as stacked, but still pretty stacked. G2 players, which is Gambit, NIP, Entropic, Copenhagen Flames, Ents, Astralis, Heat, which is Double Pony, Sinners, Spirit. Haven't seen Spirit in it feels like a long time, right?
Yeah, I think they made a lot of roster changes, trying to figure out what roster can we put together. I think the one they put together, a lot of people were disappointed about. So
Chopper, Dexter, Magic, Siren, Patsy. Patsy's come up from the academy team.
He was signed to Spirit. When that sort of
six-man
few months we had going on, they tried to get Patsy in. The funniest thing ever about that was my favorite 6-man move, because they decided to remove Chopper, their in-game leader, to put Patsy in for a match.
Yeah, I remember that. I made a tweet about it at the time of how many different variations of rosters they used over an event of some kind.
And I'm just wondering, how do you remove your IGL? There's a lot going there. So interested to see how that team is going to pan out. Removing a big player like Mir, it's exciting to see what they're going to be able to do.
That's a curious one that Mir isn't on a team right now either. So we got AVE, Sprout, Bad News Eagles, Endpoint, Sangal, and Anonymous. So lots of big names here, but Group A definitely seems a lot more stacked. And if you're unfamiliar with what this means, there is 8 spots available at each European group for the main event of the major, right? Well, not the Challenger stage / Legend stage, which depends on whose book you're reading. I'm sure Valve would like it all to be called the major, and HLTV for stats purposes have it broken up into the Challenger stage and then the main event. But that's semantics.
I think it's scary though for a lot of teams now. You know, back in the day, if you're just a new fan coming into watching the major circuits, we didn't always just have one competition that you had to play as a qualifier, right? Even the last major, we had a lot of RMRs across the entire year, and you had to try and maintain your points throughout the year to get to the major. Now with this major coming around so quickly, it felt kind of crazy that we've got another major coming up.
Yes.
And so now you've got all the teams having to go back and battle. There's no one already confirmed to be in the Legend stage like there used to be. Just placing highly at a major would get you into a spot confirmed at the major, and then we've seen a whole lot of dead teams because they're holding on to major spots. Now it's all down. You have to play in this competition. You have to come here and earn your spot at the major every single time. So it's a little scary, I think, for some teams.
I think if you also think about the proximity of these RMRs to the major itself, it means that we should also get the most informed teams at the time, in theory, right? In theory, for the major event. And I know that there's always going to be the caveat of the best of ones, but it's Swiss, right? And as we talked about, they're the establishing matches, and the best of threes are the progression or the elimination matches. But you can see, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, on your screens right in front of your eyes, we are back into the game. If you missed it, it was Imperial with the pistol with a couple of lovely shots out from the car position. Case bounce back off of a steel plant in the pistol with a force fire of their own. RCF with some impact, and they do tie up the score 1-1. And now we're getting underway with a force fire of Imperials.
Oh, we were. It's a false start here. We've jumped the gun a little bit. Another pulse coming in. So
okay, I'm just trolling then, I guess. Is that debated?
Yes, I think that is what Twitch chat would say.
How are you with the emoticons?
Well,
what are they called?
I'm not so bad that I call them emoticons.
What do the kids call them these days?
There's emojis these days.
Emojis, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Or Twitch emotes.
Okay, so not emoticons.
No. Emoticon. My dad calls them emoticons, Chad.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fair enough. That tells everybody.
I remember like the
everything
original emoticons, the ones that finally started to animate, and they were like 240p quality. Used to put them on MSN, I think it was. Microsoft.
Okay, yeah. Before the MSN days, man, we had the thing called ICQ.
Okay, this just sounds like a financial institution or something.
Yeah,
somewhere
well,
I need to pay money to live and not go to prison.
The boomers out there will remember the uh-oh. So you can maybe look it up. You know, you can get into the archives. I'm sure there's a couple of books out there written about the boomer social medias, but we're out long. And Yepz, what a fun name that's going to be to say here today.
Yep.
Is ahead of the smoke and has full blue bin control. Not too worried about what lies on the other side, but a couple of the biggest issues are the scouts in play. A tag from Fallen or Fur, respectively, is going to mean the walking wounded of Case could get blown on over. Regress here. Timing.
Yeah, it's going to swing out, and the rifle is close, but it's going to peek into three.
The
oh, FNX gets away with all 3 of them. It looked like he was destined to die there.
And look at the tag from Fallen. He gets 2 tags. That blows them over. Exactly so. FNX couldn't have been an easier triple for him. Steel's going to get something back over towards B, but the bomb is loose.
And now they have to realize they should be split into 1v1, so we could just fight this and trade this, and they've done exactly that. So bomb controlled, long controlled, and Steel has been softened up in his initial fight towards B, so a 1v3, unlikely.
And you can see there, they're hoping to have the spacing so they can swing out and take the fight together. And it comes back to bite them with the timing of the tags and the FNX push. Steel, I think he's seen enough. 45 seconds, has thrown out some utils to go around the world. And now that he's hit the shift key, it almost feels like we are destined to see a save come on through. Fallen has a scout in his hand still. Let's see if he picks that up into an AK or something a little bit juicier on the floor here. You can see there's a couple more smattered rifles down there. The scout at the moment to take the duel towards top of A is perfect. But look on the radar. You can see the 3 lined up corpses, those X's, bang, bang, bang. Everybody dropped in a row right there. Great stuff from FNX. 2 majors, not a joke.
2-0.
It is crazy though. Imagine you just win 2 majors and then you don't play anymore.
Just had enough.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Just like completed it. Now he's coming back because the games are leveled up so much.
Yeah, now it's a lot tougher. So I'm interested to see, right? If he can come back and play, then maybe there's hope for all of us.
Well, maybe you, Chad.
Yeah, okay, maybe not. Now that I've said it and we've realized what that alludes to. But the force buy wars are going to continue round after round. So 1-1-1 is the split so far. 2-1 for Imperial now. But Case, can you bounce back again? Now, they did it with short control last time. They had this Xbox smoke, similar as before. They scowled on up and they just executed onto the site of Fallen and co.
Honestly, those glasses work, because I did not see that. Lovely close shot from RCF to try and take that one, but it's up towards top mid. Got a little bit of control here. That Xbox smoke, no one playing with it just yet.
They don't have a lot of utility here, though, so the fact that they haven't moved up quicker with that Xbox smoke only means Honda has the final smoke remaining. Now, quick little hop up from Steel, clearing close doors. They do get short control for free. Fur over towards the top of a ramp. Pedaling back now is Fallen. He'll be here in time. Util to slow this one down as well. Not great. They only have HEs and a couple of flashes as Fur looking to tuck in towards Goose. If they just do the same play again, they can get away with it, right? Drop the smoke on top of the elevator box, one way over the top of it, take a couple of fights. I don't think they'll be as liberal with the duels, but Fallen has to stay to try and set up Fur. Looks like they've opted for the bridge smoke here and not the one-way.
Yeah, they're changing it up. They kind of they're experimenting as to what they can get away with here, and they don't have a molly to clear out first, so they'll have realized that he's in that position.
Deep.
And it is going to go a little bit late. Damage has been done on towards Fasten from Fallen's rifle, and now it does set up Fur for the swing, but he's blinded. He's held back and flashed by his own teammate, and now Fallen has decided, okay, I'll make up for it. Goes into the fight, Fasten's there, and the Fur-Fallen combo has taken 2 initial kills. Finally traded back by Honda's Deke. We know what that can do sometimes, and Fur luckily sweeps up the rest. So just yepz into the 1v4, 17 seconds, no control of the bomb. Has to try and draw back, and that's not even going to be afforded to him. So a single player goes down for Imperial. KS attempts to get the bomb down, but just can't quite crack the defense.
Yeah, Force by Wars are over here. So 3-1 consecutive rounds now posted for Imperial. Let's see how many more that they can string together. Likely to pick up their 4th, as it's just going to be a couple of light pistol upgrades here. Fasten is going to be into a P250, and looking likely that the rest of his teammates will just be holding on to those Glocks. Nobody else tempted on the way out the door of spawn. 3-2 split of the offense right now, and Fallen, he's going to take matters into his own hands. Charging up mid, MP9 at the ready, 1 and 2. Fasten falls into the bullets, and they've been taken out of this round. Quick, smart. Bolts his turn for some eco bash, and that'll be it. Beautiful. All 5 stand alive.
Yeah, keeping everybody up. No problems there at all, but kind of what you expect in a round like that. But now KS come back into play with rifles coming out. They are going to have a few holes in this one, Chad. It's not that great.
And no AWP either here, right? Fallen will get into the AWP on the other side. He had an MP9, happy to throw that one by the wayside. Upgrade now into the big green, and we get to see the man work his magic. Good long spawn here for Fur to try and shut this one down. He's going to have FNX behind him, and while they're not going to have to worry about a rush, pole smoke dropped. You can sync that one up with the corner smoke. Fallen's already found a kill. RCF in the grave. This one is feeling a little bit grim.
Honda looking to try and maintain control of this longhouse for the time being. He's going to be holding for the peak around from Fur. Flash goes in.
Missed smoke there from FNX. You'll see it as Honda starts to peer around the corner. So he wanted to throw that one from the car position towards the doors, but he's been to that one, and we've landed in no man's land. Well highlighted there by the OBS team.
This is very patient right now for Case. They are wanting Imperial to come into them to give away this advantage and to pull it back. But Imperial are disciplined. They know they've got Fur deep long, so they don't have to push in towards that. And now they're going to check him. He has just been left here alone. His teammate's not alongside of him, and Fur able to deal with 1 and 2, and the bomb is now dropped, and the split potential starts to become unlikely because now they have to run all the way back long to get that bomb back, and it almost looks impossible, but they put pressure on Fallen. The headshot is in, but still player remains in pit.
Yeah, going to be so difficult to get this bomb now. The AWP scooped on up can give them the range advantage on the fight, but Fur doesn't have to face. They have to come to him.
Yeah, and even then, the amount of time they have to waste crossing. Okay, that's the way to do it. Fast into the headshot now. Fur in the pit. His position should be the insurance policy to take this one. A little awkward, trying to get the headshot. Flash goes up, and Fasten still will remove him. Comes down to just one player staying up. Bolts quickly with that refrag from the door.
Yeah, not able to get the AWP back, but Fur can buy one up and drop it over. He has 9 kills, now 7 for Fallen here, and open and shut Case as soon as the bomb goes down. This was the opener. Oh, trying to take a couple of liberties there is old RCF. Don't want to be peeking like that against the big man Fallen. And yeah, Fur closes things down, unable to hit the final shot, but Bolts is there. Necessary trade. Gets the 5th round now, and back down to the Pebbles and Pistols are Case. Couple of Deagles this time round. Fur, very aggressive, leaping forward, wants to get stuck into this. And if you don't remember Fur from the glory days, he was one of these individuals along the lines of JW, but just without an AWP, who would love to get in your face, the aggressive maneuvers. That was his bread and butter. The game's come a long way since then. It's difficult to continue replicating those type of maneuvers. Spots one, nade follows through, but they're going to tuck tail and get away from any damage Case. Now, in a round like this, they would love a kill or two just to start getting some of the individuals on the board. They're out long, but for how long?
Well, Fur's walking into them with that idle selection, able to isolate them into 1v1s, but Honda's Deagle is snappy to the headshot. FNX is the second player tasked with dealing with the rest of the long forces, and now just Steel, low in HP, taken down through the doorway. Imperial now set alight. It's 6-1.
So I'd be lying to everybody at home if I said if Imperial have really been tested here so far. The one round that they dropped, it was a good little play there from RCF with a multi-kill. Otherwise, it's been quite pedestrian, right? They've been walking out with the bomb. They're not able to trade off the back of one another. They've been lining up with spacing. We need to see a change of pace, and maybe that comes with a full gun round from Case. So RCF is into an AWP now. You can actually go toe-to-toe, buy a bit of respect off of Fallen with this AWP in his hand. I'm interested to see who does the secondary AWPing duties for Imperial. That's something that I wouldn't mind to keep some tabs on here, because it doesn't feel like there's any natural individuals to pick up that AWP, mind you. But I'm sure somebody will surprise me. Everybody's an AWPer at heart.
Yeah, Vinny played in Furia. Pretty much everybody picks up AWPs in Furia.
That's true.
So
yeah, you're right.
Maybe he could find a little bit of a touch of the green. But nonetheless, Case, tactical timeout ahead of this one. Everything you want to bring to the party available. We'll see what they have up their sleeve.
It's interesting to see the CT still dropping a crossover smoke, right? It is safe, right? You're making sure that you can't get the totem boost to get you destroyed. And well, actually, Vinny snuck into lower.
I think he might have been spotted from the jump, so possibly information found on this one. You can see that push down from Steel, might have spotted it on the jump peak from top mid. We are certainly careful of this and wary of it, and Steel knows exactly where it is because he did spot him out. So
still gets one.
Still gets away with a kill. That really shouldn't have happened. Vinny does very well in that position, and Fur able to follow up with that short maneuver, so that has given the advantage to Imperial.
And that's the AWP removed here immediately. If they want to jump up short, Fur's not going anywhere.
Well, Honda's holding because they could have conceded long control. Imperial could have pushed in, but Steel finds the head of Fur. Now the aggressive maneuver from Imperial is through the B tunnels, and it's currently being watched by yepz. He's holding, he's waiting, and the AWP of Fallen will clear out his position. yepz goes down, Imperial once again into the driver's seat. They've got a lot of time to play with 50 seconds
Back
here.
to B.
Yeah, Bolts has pushed through. He's maintained his position, but Steel bests him in the fight. And now 45 seconds left. It is an acceleration in towards this B site. Doors open for Fallen to try and play with. He's actually going to go up towards the window.
Well-timed incendiary right there. It's going to beat their smokes, and he can even peer over the top of this. Look at the aggression from Fallen.
There's so much info, and now he can play on the right side. There's no way they expect him to be in that spot, and that is confidence from Fallen that pushes Steel into the 1 versus 2. 24 seconds. If he can find a way to take down Fallen, potentially there is a chance here, but Fallen out with a swing. He is looking so good right now.
Beautiful stuff right there. Heads-up play from Fallen, right? That round should have been secured by Bolt, creeping through the tunnels. He should have had a kill on the lower dark player, but somehow whiffs his lines. This is great from Fallen, because it looks like yepz was ready for this, but when you catch it from Fallen's POV, it looks very, very quick. So great stuff from Fallen here. Some heads-up maneuvers, and this is what you want to see. The big man on campus with that AWP has thrown Case back down to a bit of an odd scenario here. A couple of upgraded AKs, but pistols is the lion's share of the purchase. One-way deployed, still has the room, but Fallen's not going to test this at all. Just dropping back to a safety net position to Carl. Look at Fur. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Awkward fight towards long, but Fur is continuing his play up top mid.
Hello.
And yepz is certainly not ready for that. And that's one of the classic Fur plays, just catching your pants down, and this time will be traded out by Fast.
Yeah, it does feel like Fur's farming a bit, isn't he? Just taking as many liberties as he wants within the server here. Now, Fallen is lucky to be alive. He has rerouted, adopted a middle stance. Vinny's tucked in towards the door. Bolt's still over towards B, and it's almost like they're playing retake on the A side. Steel, again, has found one back. 3v4 now, starting to get interesting for Case.
1 minute left to play with this one. If they go through the mid doors, we'd have to deal with significant defense. And if they go back towards B, well, you've still got Bolts over here playing a bit more of an advanced position.
Has a smoke, does Bolts. So I wonder if he fights and then drops the smoke and forces them through the grey screen.
Yeah, and that will, of course, give him an opportunity to follow up. So let's see how they swing into this one. Lovely position. Here comes that smoke. And the flash out as well to catch that. They try and run through that grey screen. And they end up getting caught in it. Bolts for the second kill has really stopped the KS attack.
Yeah, full rotation here as well. Everybody's left their hidey holes. Vinny's come over to help out his teammate on the B bomb site. And RCF trying to get up short quickly now. If he's noted by FNX, can peer into a bit more of an aggressive position to stall this one out.
Yeah, well, FNX here's those steps coming out towards
nice
short.
nade.
Perfect nade. It is going to sprinkle a little bit of damage. 93 and 97 on health right now for the last two players, but 10 seconds left. They have to commit to the plant. There's a relocation. Oh, Vinny currently going down towards long. Bolts coming up through short. And RCF, he's got the angle. It's a strong position. Bolts should be ready for it, and he will be. He actually shoots him through the clipping of the edge of the wall, and Honda into the clutch.
Beautiful.
Not winning this one. Bolts removes him.
What a great round from Bolts. What a fantastic round, right? He's done a lot of work here. Dissuades them from B. He gets 4 kills in total in this one right here. So a fantastic little piece there from Bolts. And look, I look at this situation. I know I said great nade with FNX, and you're sitting there thinking, Chad, it didn't do a lot of damage. But what it did in that scenario was buy some more time off the clock to allow the Imperial players to get closer for the retake, right? It was only, what, we're talking a second, maybe a second and a half at max, but it stalled them out. Yeah, and if they ran into it, they would have taken a chunk of damage. So just a well-timed HE place, and this is it from Bolts. Great little clear, yeah, on the jiggle, catches RCF, and even with the follow-up. So beautiful piece here out of Bolts, and well, they did get the plant, so Case can buy again. AWP out for RCF, and they need to make something out of a round like this.
There's a couple of gun rounds now that somewhat have been a non-starter, but looks like a pop through the smoke.
Yeah, it has to be B heavy here. Look how committed they are.
Well, Bolt's often good for 1 or 2. He's playing committed towards the back platform. He has actually got Vinny now rotating over. He's playing with from window. See, he's actually rotated to the back of the site, and Vinny able to come away with one. That sets up the distraction, and Bolt's able to peer up from the back of the site. Oh, it goes up again, but this time Steel hits the headshot. Vinny has information that his close position might be under pressure, and Steel is trying to rattle his way through. It is now Honda yet again into the 1 versus 3. Try and make this one happen. Stuck towards the car. It's 1 already for him, but he has to deal from 2 different positions at 2 different elevations, and that's just too difficult to make it happen. 9 rounds to 1 for Imperial.
Looks like you were bang on there, Vinny, with the AWP, right? So rocking and rolling with that one. He's going to toss it over towards Fallen and get an AK equipped into his hands here, but found some impact. Well timed on the rotation over, and just reading the play. That type of maneuver there from Case on their first full gun round, right? Their first round where RCF had an AWP and a bag of utility was a B commit. They didn't even go to try and run a default with all their nades. They just went into a site here, and it's Fallen flat. Very, very flat indeed. Fallen tag, Steel out ahead of this, is going to step wide on it. But FNX has seen enough, does not need to overcommit to this position, can rotate back, boost a teammate up, play a different setup. Look at Vinny. Look how much confidence you must have to sit in this position. I know there's a top mid smoke, but yeah, you got so much faith in your teammates to cover you off. All right, mate.
He's just happy about exposing to multiple angles, and now decides to go aggressive into the lower tunnel. But Fasten, definitely had the better angle there. Was crouched in the corner, and Vinny had to try and drop his crosshair. Wasn't actually too far away from getting that kill, but Fasten opens things up for Case. Still plenty of time left, and they've got some long control.
Yeah, how do you deal with this now if you're Imperial, right? You have a bag of utility left over on Fallen. You get some nades on Fur as well, a HE on FNX. If they want to go for the standard smoke to long cross, you can harass the plant. So here comes the smokes, and exchange of utility here. Nade going to be well placed out of FNX, I do believe. Just throw it in front of them, and they've stalled them out. Another molly.
Yeah, the utility here is really stifling Case because it's buying time for rotation. And now there's so many players on the site itself. Steel gets 1 before being traded out by Bolts. And yeah, they feel a little lost here now, Case. How do you really work this one? Maybe it's Fasten's flank. He's coming around from the B site, catches one down towards CT. And that's now panic stations as Bolts has to turn away. He does get traded out almost instantaneously. And that bomb is still out towards long. Yepz has to try and cross with a smoke. FNX didn't see him there. The ball might have covered, and now into the fight at range. The AK tapping away and will eventually bring down FNX.
Okay, well, trying to seek out this AWP. He's not going to pick it up for RCF right there. So Yepz does get them the round. It is their second, but only 1 player surviving. Plenty of cash over there for Imperial to get back into another buy. Can they go back to the winning ways immediately here? It felt like they did a good job with all that utility, and it comes down to the one-on-one situation. And Vinny went down for almost free, right? So Farston with actually a lot of impact in that round. Found Vinny's aggression and even was able to get the kill on the flank. So massive stuff as we do head back towards the B bomb site. Now, I don't mind it this time round. Lighter on util, lighter on weaponry, and in they go.
Yeah, just oh no!
Out they go.
Oh, Bolts just takes down 3 on the spray. You know, you see the idea that you have the weaker weapons. You try and charge to the B site, but Bolts just holds mouse to 1, easy as you like.
Really good push from FNX there as well, knowing it was the B rush, just taking that space, making sure they can't rotate back. He should have T-Spawn on lock here. It's just yepz.
I don't even think there's an opportunity for him to make this one competitive as long as Imperial don't overstep the mark. Again, the money's not great here on Imperial. So.
Yeah, an extra kill or 2 would go a very long way, wouldn't it?
This angle, though, for FNX, how often do you clear where he's playing?
Yeah, I would say 1 out of, what, 15 times? Yeah, there you go. So look at the complete wrong way. FNX will pick that one up. A nice little push from him. And that's 9 kills now for FNX. We've got 4 Fur on 14, 11 for Fallen, 16 for Bolts, 5 for Vinny. So beautiful stuff.
And a tactical timeout being used up for Imperial.
Interesting, right? And this is maybe just to discuss what the... I guess you're not really going to know what the type of purchase is. Bolts just killed 3 people through a smoke. That was the round. Right there. Over. You just had that highlight, and that's all you needed to see. A bit of a Hail Mary B rush here. So I still haven't seen Case run a default with a full utility and full gun round here. So we haven't really got a look in of their half on Dust2. Now, they played Bad News Bears earlier within the tournament, and they'd already beaten them on this map with Honda just popping off. Honda this time round not being able to have the same level of impact, only 4 kills to his name. It's actually Steel leading the pack. He's hit the double digits, 10 frags for him, 6 for Farston, yepz with a 5, and 2 for RCF. And I'm pretty sure both those RCF kills came on the first round that Case actually converted. So lacking the impact here in the later stages. Back to the pistols.
Poor Case.
Yeah, well, let me just have a little bit of a B stream check-in while we're doing all this.
Yes, we did have a couple of updates there. It looked like Bad News Bears started strong, and now Sal Kitano are coming back. I think they're in the lead at the moment, Chad, am I right?
6-5. Everybody's here, aren't they? ZQ, KS. Showtime's here as well. Bloody hell.
Anybody who's anybody in the Americas in Counter-Strike is here right now.
That's crazy. Just some of the names you're seeing here. It's like definitely rolling back the years.
And Fur
doing exactly that.
Yeah, doing exactly that. He's having a great time. Bolts as well. Oh, get your hand back in your mouse. He's just nearly got peeked with his hand off his mouse, but this time we'll be able to recover. Vinny is always hot on the rotate back to help him out. Steele's had a couple of nice shots so far. I mean, he's actually leading the charge significantly for his team.
Well, that's all that European experience you were talking about there
absolutely.
from playing with Smoo and the Movistar Riders, wasn't it? Well, pinned on in, pipped on out, and 11-2. We love a good quick game over here at the Americas RMR. It's one of our favorite features.
That's why we actually had the tech pauses, just to try and get as much time on the server as possible.
There you go. So, no FNX, no Major, but now that FNX is back, does this automatically mean Major? I don't know. You guys let me know. Have a tweet. Have a bit of a chit-chat. Coming up after this one, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Counter-Strike fans around the globe, we have Complexity taking on 00 Nation, who upset Liquid earlier today on Dust2. They gave them an absolute hiding, and then the final game of the day to close off here on the main stream will be MIBR taking on Pain. So we've got a couple more best of ones coming your way.
Yeah, and Cold Zero playing with against the last organization he was a part of before, 00 Nations.
Ooh.
He was there for a short time, a couple of matches.
Peacemaker was there too.
Yes, yes.
Too many crossovers, man. It's like
anime crossovers.
It is like an anime right now. What are we into? Season 10, actually.
Yeah,
it would be season 10. It's the 10-year anniversary of Counter-Strike this year.
90. Vinny's got the perfect position to deal with Steel's head if it comes over the Xbox.
Hello.
There we go. What?
Oh,
okay,
did he
Vinny.
mean to do that?
Absolutely not.
Vinny.
There's no way.
Come on now.
Oh, staying alive as well. Crosses into the comfortable cubby. 4v3 advantage. Oh, we're still with Imperial. RCF desperately trying to get something done. He has had a rough time in this first half. He hasn't really found any space to work with.
They might get him.
And it will. It'll go through. RCF gets another. this time with the HE, but maybe this is a round where he can pop off and carry his team through to a round win.
Yeah, well, do they want to go back towards B because they've been brutalized by Bolts, who's up towards the window position. 3 in the tunnels now, 2 towards upper and the bomb, not too far behind, but Honda very, very low on HP here.
He's just going to hold outside the site with 20 seconds. It's going to take a little bit of a gander back.
Smoke's going to give it away.
Towards it. The smoke coming through. Bolts now peaks and alleviating his position, and then coming back sets up the AWP for the easy pick. Now 9 seconds, commitment to the plant coming through now for Honda.
Going to be a save here, I think,
yeah, you can't really retake the B site in this position. It's never a comfortable experience.
Are they going to go for it? Okay, I guess they think they have enough cash for
2
FNX
flashes.
and Vinny to make this one work. So it's the old boys here.
All right, well, it's going to be a flash and send it straight in towards the window. And now they go forward first, certainly sending it. He's found one and actually starts to see out the information of the one in tunnels. Peeks up. RCF was ready for that and fall in with the AWP. Feels a little tight, but goes in with the USP instead.
Looking?
And now, well, RCF held back in tunnels. It's the AWP going into the AWP and falling to the defuse. He's going to hold it. That is ridiculous. They somehow pull off the retake.
Where is Fasten looking in that situation?
I have no idea. Absolutely no idea.
He was in the middle of no. I guess he's expecting the save.
I mean, even then.
That's the
even
only.
then, right?
The only. Look at this double.
That was. Whoa. He looked like he moved his crosshair.
Yeah.
Chad.
He's looking at window.
Yeah.
Well.
You never want to look at window when you're standing there. You know?
No, not when you're opening doors.
Well, that's a free round.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a steal right there for Imperial.
That's RCF's first. Like, that's 3 kills for RCF. That's the first 3 he's had since round number 2.
And that's how it ends. I mean, you were calling the save call, rightfully so, right? It looked like a safe position for Imperial, but nonetheless, we focus on this one. Honda forces the fight out long, falling yet again tested. This time from the site, second shot will miss, but he has got FNX out towards Carr, who doesn't really do anything. So Vinny now dragging himself back into the fight. He's found RCF, and Honda slipping out long, might just creep up on towards Vinny. His teammates are all gone, so it has to be Vinny, and they know where his last whereabouts was. So dealing with this, Vinny.
Thank you.
Very difficult indeed, and he's going to try and jump up, doing everything he can to work his way into the round. He has found one out towards long. You can see how paranoid he is about every possibility.
10 points of health here.
We need a big mistake from Case. 10 HP, peek out. Yepz just walks down the ramp and finds him. A 12-3 half. Imperial will be very happy about this showing. And Case, it felt like that round was just desperate as well. You know, you're seeing Honda charge out low and just try and force that fight. A couple of opportunities that have been let slip in that first half. Now they've got a very difficult second half ahead of them to try and pull this one back.
Yeah, just take a little bit of a look here at the opening duel statistics. I think we're talking 3 or 4 opening kills going in favor of Case on the T side of Dust2. That's never great, right? Especially on a map where AWPs can find your opening picks across the map, where you can actually force your way out long and have equal exchanges. And yeah, so the fact that they get only so few opening frags is a massive detriment. Actually, yeah, it was only 3. Sorry, yeah. I said 3 or 4. It was only 3 in total, and they only managed 3 rounds here. So not fantastic by any means, but let's see if they can put up a fight here on their CT half.
Imperial heavy on utility here, Chad.
Okay, well, 3 sets of Kev. They've dropped some nades across. Aggressive from Fasten, but passive from Case. The rest of the teammates more posted up towards B, right? They're actually allowing long to be taken for free. So you can see this type of setup. It's a bit more mid-centric. You want to lock down this mid area. If they come through lower, they try and split mid to B. And then if they go to cross long, you can use the USPs at range from short. So it felt aggressive, and then it kind of tapered on out here a bit.
Fasten spots out Fur, but no fight really going the way of Imperial.
Beautiful.
Flash set up for Steel, allows the peak, and Fur completely blinded. Will go down easily.
It's a fake.
Yeah, Imperial now trying to run down the lower tunnel, but there's been a reaction here for Case. They've sent 2 players down to fight it. They wanted to try and get that quick flank, and what it does is actually catches them in transition and finds a whole heap of info. Bolts trying to make something happen of the mess, but it's still looking very difficult to clean this one up. There is a long flank coming around the back, so if Bolts can hold for a bit longer, maybe it would have set up FNX for a chance, but they all push him. They all put the pressure on him, and now FNX has to recover the bomb and play a 1v3.
Well, eyes now just back on the bomb here. FNX should be noted with the sound cues that he just made here. They double swing, and FNX can't get it done. The pistol round for Case, so beautiful stuff there. And I love the setup initially, right? The fact they get the short control, they're using one USP to spot down the mid corridor, the other one to get the lower dark information. And the key detail here was the steel flash, right? So as soon as they note that position, they want Fur to cross over. He does. They flash, they peek, they get the opener, and then the round starts to steamroll apart. Some highlights from the final round, but this is the pistol, and there's the flash assist you can see from Steel up there. From the flashbang dance was that of Fur, and then in the tunnels is where all the action went on down. We can get this one back underway, and it will be a force buy out of Imperial. Now, they didn't get the plant, so their buy is much limper than what you saw from Case within that first half.
Well, Fasten is currently holding the initial angle that would have set up yepz, but not coming in towards them. We've changed it up a little bit.
RCF is on 34 points of health. I assume that he took a mid-doors fight and got tagged. That would be one of the only things that makes a lot of sense here as part of this picture.
Well, looking at this, Imperial realized, okay, we'll call the bluff in mid. We'll just push these mid doors and nothing being spotted yet. There's not a whole lot of info, but now they have to realize with that CT smoke that, okay, they've pushed through mid. They could potentially split upon this B site.
They burnt that quite early, haven't they?
Yeah, very early. They may be scared that the potential tunnels push was about to come in at the same time.
Well, it can be a mid to B split here for Imperial. They have enough utility to do it. They have the men in the right places as well. This might get out of control here. This AUG of Fasten actually needs to get a couple of kills, or this round could fall apart.
Well, let's see if Fast can do anything about this. Holding for the back platform, 34 seconds left. Eventually, we're going to see this jump around, and it's one. A single kill on the initial hold, and yepz now under so much pressure from the car. They know exactly where he is, but he's done very well to take down two. Bomb now loose. RCF getting involved, and it's just fallen. It's one the Glock found, but again, the scout to pull off this clutch. He'll cross, you'll get a bomb plant at least, but doing so might just be his death sentence. They could push to the door, and information as to where Fallen is playing from, but he's got the read on the tunnels play, but the timing, it works against him. He looks back into the site, and as soon as he does so, the peak comes out from Honda.
Looks like you read it perfectly, didn't it? Looking away at the final throws right there. A good round from Fallen. Great to get the bomb down, so they do get the consolation prize to walk away from the fair. But that was a tight round indeed. yepz bailed them out with a double kill. Needed that multi-frag out of yepz and able to keep the team alive here. They picked up the AUG, they've got a Galil, they've got an M4. Make that 2 as Honda buys into one, the scout in play. And now we should just see a lighter investment here. So Imperial will need to bend the knee and show a bit of respect, have to just get the deagles out. Now falling back into the scout again, and another shot through the door. He's tagged yepz this time. If you can do that consistently, Fallen, the B defenders are going to be having a nightmare. Deagle shots from FNX, 2. Either landing. RCF not afraid though.
Yeah, he wants to fight. He wants to absolutely fight, and he has taken Fallen out of the round.
Nice shot. Well, the deadly scout falls into the hands of Vinny now. Still damage name of the game. Fasten's found bolts. This one is falling apart.
Oh, Steel, get your gun out. Oh, I get to see a world in which he quick switches at the wrong time. Keep your gun out as they're about to come around the corner. It's spotted, and it is just a single kill. It looked like he was about to have the lineup opportunity. Honda, looks away, but able to bring his crosshair back. And now it is for looking for the plant to try to jump kill him, and eventually they will get the kill, but not enough to stop that plant. So a little bit of cash extra on top for Imperial.
Yeah, well, they already have the loss bonus about to come into their favor, and Fallen already had 3.4, so he's going to be flush for cash. The AWP are going to have no dramas whatsoever buying that one through 7.1. It's great. The scoreline now, 12-6, and there's going to need to be some comeback out of Case here, but our expectations are, well, we don't have any. I think anything is possible through the Americas RMR. We've already seen Liquid lose in an opening game. Right, we see 0-0 Nation taking them down, so anything is really possible here, especially in the best-of-1 establishing games. But let's have a look at the first real T-side approach from Imperial. Boost start, Fallen set up for success. Not actually going to take the mid-door fight, just for lower and walking on in. Fast and dead.
And that is a rough start to the round here for Kents. They're going to try and pull it back with an aggressive maneuver. A little bit of risk implied in this one. And Bolts and Fur have stopped it all. It's just Honda left. And that round was an open and shut case.
They looked way too ready for that. Fallen only looked for the lower dark push, And I have a hard time believing that Molotov that was thrown in upper tunnels was thrown out by Case. Why would 2 players run through their own incendiary? That molly, did you see it?
Yeah, they ran through it. Yeah.
So it wouldn't make a lot of sense to push through that. Like you could
or
do the
you're
fake
playing
version.
4D chess.
Yeah, well, they're not playing They're not playing anything at the moment. They're playing the saving game with Honda and Hut. So
yeah,
13 rounds now.
Yeah, the big brothers come in and stolen the game away from them.
That was a little bit curious, but and the reason I think that maybe it was a hard counter, if that Molotov thrown in upper tunnels was thrown by Imperial, right? Fallen was only looking towards lower dark, and that looks like a set piece. 2 crunch upper, 2 crunch lower. Get yourself full tunnels control and then play out the round. That's what it looked like to me, and it looked like Imperial read that one like a book. So that is the 13th secured. Honda, you better hide. They're coming.
A little bit of mercy at least in this round.
They'll let him live. They'll let him live. Beautiful stuff. Well handled. That's what you want from an AWPer, right? Like, it's great for the info, but the kill is fantastic. So Fallen with a big shot to give them the number advantage on that aggressive little gambit. Things are looking good now for the close.
You ever use one of these gaming sleeves, Chad?
No, I don't like having sleeves while gaming in any variety.
Yeah, I absolutely hate it. And then I use the gaming sleeve, and I think it's pretty cool. Like,
yeah?
You have to have it kind of on the bottom of the palm of your hand, I think. Otherwise, it kind of ruins the whole point of it.
Okay.
If you're a wrist dimmer. So, it just adds a bit of consistency on the pad, I think.
I see, okay.
There's a couple of little cool things being added. I think we got to the point now where...
People have grip tape on their mouths.
Yeah. Lon was just talking about that today, adding grip tape to his super light.
That was like a Bardolph thing I saw a while ago, so good to see Lorna's getting involved in some of that.
Never tried it myself.
No, me either.
I'll probably just mess it up or something.
Yeah, you get stuck, tape
glue
stuck. Yeah, we don't want any of that.
What mouse are you using at the moment, Chad?
I think it's the 305, little wireless Badger.
Ah, yes. You did get me on that actually back at Katowice.
Yeah,
it's a good little mouse.
She's cheap.
Yeah, it's good. It's solid. Ambidextrous as well. But minute left.
He's got to stop quick changing in the middle of the site.
He's freaking me out about this.
It's the in-game leader thing, man.
It's like a focus tick.
I just want because he's thinking about what's going to happen in the round, where he's going to rotate. Could be worried about his crosshair. It's actually one of the keys to Counter-Strike. It's called killing all the bad guys. Actually, the most important part. You can have all the strats, you can have all the cool smokes in the world that you want, but if you can't put the crosshair in the right place, you can't find the kills. You're gonna have a lot of issues. I think there's a gap in the right side of that smoke as well.
28 seconds. Really running the clock down here, Imperial. It looks like the short play will be the final call, and Steel will be tested. This time he will not be quick switching. He is ready for the play that is about to ensue, but they've got to go. There's not a lot of time. This has to be perfect, and it's being slowed. RCF towards Long. No smoke up to prevent his vision, and he will easily take away one. The fire burns away Steel, but 7 seconds left. They need to get onto the plant right now, and they will. So the digits being punched in at least confirm the 3v3 retake.
Look at the bolts. He's all the way in spawn right now. There is no way through for yepz here. 2 players tucked towards Long. A very difficult retake indeed.
And while Bolts is just waiting, biding his time, and eventually yepz will come into his crosshair and Bolts will execute it. Honda then swings towards CT, and Bolts is even good enough to follow up with that. RCF's position known at Long, and the rifles will hunt him down. 14-6, they run it right down to the final dying embers of the round, but Imperial will pull it through.
I can't believe how late they ran the clock there, and you can see some smiles on the faces, maybe a little bit of disbelief there from Peacemaker and Fallen in the middle that are even able to pick up that round, but Bolts with some bangers. All the way in the depths of CT spawn, has the rotation cut off, makes the retake near impossible, but hitting those shots was mandatory. Down to the pistols here. It looks like Case are going to hand over round number 15, and they're going to push up mid. How many can you get, Fallen?
Charge is coming, and Fallen might not get anything. He's tagged up immediately, and Bolts luckily backing up his in-game leader. 3 found again, and 4 picked up for Bolts. He's loved a good few eco kills today, hasn't he?
27 here for Bolts, and Fur continuing that good form, 22 kills. The same cannot be said for Honda on the other side. Only 8 frags for him so far within this one. And that secondary stream game is still going on, 10-9. Very close in the 0-1 category right now, but in the 1-0 category, we've seen some blowouts. Furia and now Imperial just blowing out their opposition.
Lovely start again from Fallen, this time boosted by his teammates to get a better view down in towards bottom middle. The RCF, at least will have a few kills towards the end of this game, but certainly hasn't had the best performance. Bolts, oh, what? he decides to go through B and catches them off. They have no idea. And Bolts is just looking impeccable. A single player left in the form of Honda. And he will be spotted by Fallen. Fallen having a great game. Bolts as well. Imperial will go 2-0.
Wow, that was way too easy, wasn't it? I thought Case maybe could put up a bit more of a fight than that, but this is a great showing from Imperial here. Want to see more and more. The celebrations coming on through, big smiles on the faces as they've picked up the 2-0 scoreline now in the next matchup that is going to be available.